Hello, hello, and welcome to season 2 of Girl What You Doing. I'm here with my dear friend Janae. What's up, y'all? Alright, you're actually the very first guest on my podcast. You should feel really special. I'm so excited.
Me too.
So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself a little bit for the people, tell them a little bit about you.
What's up, y'all? It's your digital Harriet Tillman, and I dropped out of school, sold my car, sold my belongings, and moved to Thailand. But then I moved to Albania, and then now I'm back in America, which is like whatever. But anyways, that's how I guess other people know me. But you can call me many things. But to me, I am an artist. I'm a social media influencer, a student, of course, and I also have a clothing brand. So,
And what is the name of that clothing brand?
It's 444 The Guys.
We're gonna drop the at somewhere.
Go to
444theguyes.com. Okay. So you packed up your whole life and made the decision to move to Thailand. What influenced your decision?
What influenced my decision? I feel like what makes everybody want to leave America?
Yeah.
Trump. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
But it's just like with all the stuff that was going on in politics, I felt very overwhelmed with the energy that was going on in America. I felt like I needed space, and during that time I really did think that I was going to need that space for years, but after a little while I did realize that America is home, but in general I just needed space from all the nasty politics that was going on.
That's understandable. I've always wanted to, even before all the corruptness or whatever you want to call it, I've always wanted to live out of the country short term, like 6 months or 1 year. I've always wanted to leave for a certain amount of time just to experience something new. But what kind of experiences did you have? What do you think was your most valuable experience, just being able to leave the country and see a new world in a sense?
I feel like let me actually sit and digest it.
Okay.
I feel like in general, bringing together all of my travel experiences, the biggest thing was building a relationship with myself. And kind of being able to rely on me a little more and find the things that I like or I don't like in my everyday routine, I guess. So for example, when I would go travel, I originally started my travel journey when I was in Europe, and I was in the Netherlands for about 3 months, but I went to Paris and stuff like that. And each place that I went, I would try to find something that was me. Oh, I like fashion. Oh, I like content. Oh, I like this type of food. And just find something very specific to what I enjoy experiencing in life. And I think when I came back to America, that was one thing that stuck with me, is this is my life and I should be able to customize it for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
So recently I was watching a travel influencer, actually. Her name is Sophie. She just recently became a nomad. So if you don't know what that is, it's someone who basically doesn't have one stable home and they just travel for a living. And she was talking about how she wishes more Black people were able to explore the world and see it for what it is without the fear of basically going to a country that's racist, or without the fear of being judged, and just being able to travel and see the world for what it is. So that kind of made me think about you. So what is your opinion on that? Because I know you visited countries that a lot of Black people may avoid because of things like that, but to just have the courage to put yourself out there regardless of what people think about you is a big thing.
Yeah, so you said so many things that honestly touch me really dear. I feel like I have a serious passion about traveling. I got a serious passion about Black people and some racism, man, because after when I first went to the Netherlands, I experienced my first real racism, and I really didn't know how to take it. You know, being one of the only black people like in my cohort and things like that. But I had black people around me, so I can discuss it and talk through that experience. But when I went to Albania, it was like a more intense racism, a very like my life is threatened kind of thing, and it made me really reflect on the black experience, like when you traveling, you know, and just how serious it is for some people, this fear of like going places. Because my family would always be like, what, like they gonna do this to you or da, and they just say like really negative things, and I never understood where it came from until I was in a space where I could feel the danger of my blackness being a threat, and you're in a whole other country where there's not even a 1%, you know, that looks like you. And to really touch on like what she was saying, I think the biggest thing that will make us feel safer is like actively talking about traveling in a more positive light and coming together like, let's go explore. And this is a necessity, it's not a luxury. This is our original way of living, like, and that's one thing I really hold on to. And I talk a lot about, just like in my academia and like certain conversations, is just like, you know, these are our ancestral roots to travel and to explore the world. This world is ours, so it is crazy and absurd for them to treat it like we're visitors, like this is not our home. All of it is ours. All of this was originated from here. So to make us feel uncomfortable in our own home is like really disrespectful, and we have to recognize like this is our right. Like, you know, like just go out, do your thing. Like we do it together, and without that, we not acting like we scared. We won't be scared. It's nothing really to fear, because they hate us. They want to do all these things, but like they really love us. They really want to be us. If you go to more places, you will realize like, oh, black culture is the origin for it. And I'm not even like, yeah, I don't care if y'all try to cancel me. I'm specifically talking about black American culture, not black African, black Latin, anything. Like black American culture is being replicated in multiple countries, and we can't even really take in and embody our own essence and the power that we have of influencing each other and other cultures within our own space, if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
I really like when you said that traveling is it's a what, not a luxury? You said that
it's a necessity.
It's a necessity, not a luxury. I love that, because a lot of times you see people, you know, traveling the world. People do view traveling as a luxury and something you can do when you have money or when you're older, or, you know, stable or this or that. But, you know, I just up and took a solo trip by myself for my birthday.
As you should.
Not to say I didn't have the money, but I just went and did it, you know. So
as you should.
It's just nice to just go and do things sometimes. I feel like I still need to finish traveling America
Yeah.
before I do much traveling out the country. Like I want to travel a lot more here, but there are a lot of countries that I do want to visit. So
I think I definitely like jumped off the porch like very young. Like when I was 12, I was in Atlanta like, you know, so I would travel a lot. But I think another point today is like, people don't really know what traveling actually looks like.
Yeah.
Like when you actually go and travel, like sometimes it's not as luxury. Like I done been staying in a hostel, like not actually a hostel.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, cause I don't want to judge hostels, but I don't really trust it. Like I don't. That's just me personally. But like basically a hostel, and it wasn't as luxury and fancy. But when I went out into the world and what I showed everyone, like, it was well worth it, an amazing time to experience a different culture and things like that. But it doesn't always look the same. It isn't always as expensive, and it doesn't have to be a luxury. It's the exploration of a way of living, I guess.
Period. Do you have a favorite place that you visited?
A favorite? Oh yes, I actually do have a favorite. My favorite place is because I can't pick, man. I would say Milan, Italy. Man,
I've always wanted to go to Italy.
that's a vibe. Like Florence, I was like, okay, I like this because it reminded me of Miami, and I was missing home.
Okay.
But then when I went to Milan, I was like, I ain't never felt like this before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it felt like some real rich, get money. It felt very old money and like fashion central. And I really love like fashion, food, stuff like that. So it was about for sure. Paris is nice too, but it's overrated.
I heard, I'm not gonna put this in there. I heard Paris like stinks.
Yes, like, okay, because this is crazy. Like, did I tell you that this man, like, he didn't have a wheelchair? And, like, we was on the train. Mind you, the train almost chopped us, like, arms off. Like, the thing doesn't stop. It just closes on people. So I get on the train. He didn't have no bottom half, like, no legs, no nothing, waist down. He scooted on the ground and, like, grabbed my foot while I was on the train on accident. Because it was so many people. And that's the craziest shit I ever experienced. I was like,
I can't say what I would. Yeah, I was
like, I was screaming,
I
like,
screamed.
bro. And then when I seen it was him, I was like, oh. Well, shit, my bad.
What's one piece of advice you would give to somebody who wants to travel more but they're afraid?
I feel like the advice that I would give is to go at it with exposing yourself, but not holding expectation of other people's experiences. Like, for example, De'Ara is out traveling the world right now. She's inspired people to travel the world. De'Ara has a $10,000 hotel.
De'Ara is a millionaire.
Yeah, like, you know.
For all we know. Okay.
De'Ara is, what she doing and what you doing, it may not look the same. And that's completely okay. Like, that doesn't mean go. One day you will be there. But, like, you know, you gotta jump off the porch, and you really have to step into the experience and find things that you will enjoy, find things that's in your price range. And honestly, traveling is like, I'm not gonna say it's cheap, but it's not expensive. Like, for you to, especially if you're young, I would say, one, travel young and travel cheap. Like,
catch them deals.
Catch them deals on them hotels. Rack up those credit card points and like those miles and stuff. Get the perks. But in general, like, when you travel young, forget your house. You don't need no apartment. You don't even have like, some people don't have an apartment. Like, just go and you stop paying rent for 1 month or 2 months or whatever. That's the amount of money that you would be spending, going to travel for 2-3 months, So just think about it like that instead of thinking, oh, I can't do it. What am I already spending my money on that I could be using for this? And yeah, I feel like just be free with it. Like, it's not really, I don't know. I think sometimes people complicate it, and it doesn't have to.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be as luxury or complex. It looks different for everybody. Just experience the culture, travel.
I agree. I think the biggest thing for me is that I like to do stuff by myself. I don't like to wait on anybody to book, to send me money, to make plans. I like to move on my own time. So I've traveled within the country by myself, but I do want to go out the country by myself eventually. But I think the biggest thing is people like, oh, you can't go there, you can't do that, they're going to get you, you're by yourself. You have to go with somebody, you have to have somebody with you.
But wasn't you in, like, Costa Rica by yourself?
I was studying abroad, so I was with the group. I ventured off and did my own thing.
Yeah, so like, I feel like that counts as like being by yourself. Like,
it does.
You don't have to, like, if you have a balance of, okay, maybe I was with this group. That's why I said, like, when you go young, and especially if you in school, milk them.
Yes, you study abroad, please.
Yes, like, you have to study abroad. Like, why are you paying this tuition if you're not gonna study abroad? Like, I feel like that's the dumbest thing. That's the biggest reason that I went to school, because I was going to study abroad. Because all the money that you're getting for tuition, you could use the same amount of tuition and have a bigger refund check. I'm selling the hack on. Tell me, you could have a bigger refund check because their tuition is cheaper out of the country and be in another country.
Hope y'all listen now.
Vibing, living your best life, and getting grants and scholarships for it. So, travel.
Yeah, I knew I was meant for solo traveling. Every group trip I went on, I disappeared. Once it come to dinner time, they be like, oh, we all going out to dinner, have fun. I'm finna go out to dinner by myself and eat what I want to eat,
And
That's how I knew I was meant for it.
I feel like when I was younger, I never could, like, really articulate that I wanted to be myself. So I'll just start acting weird. I'll just start acting weird.
It
At
was
a
just
certain
funny
point.
acting.
Yeah. Like, it'd be a
hilarious.
certain point in the trip where I'm just like, I'm tired of being around you.
I disappear.
And go do my own thing or whatever. But, like, yeah. That's,
I used to feel bad for like, oh, I should be a part of the group. I should be doing this, but this experience is for me too.
Yeah,
know? So
that's true.
I be going to do my own thing, and
What do
I
you
love to
like to do?
eat. I be going out to eat by myself every time. That's really it. You know, that's my favorite thing to do. You know,
but that's my favorite thing.
at home, out
If
of
she know how to
town,
land.
on a weekday, weekend, morning, night, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah.
don't
I feel
miss a
like
meal.
some good food, it just warms your heart. And I feel like
does.
everywhere you go, you can find some good food.
Yes.
If you really look for it, you can find like some really good food, some different cultures and stuff like that.
And I love just immersing myself in like whatever culture in at the
Yeah.
moment. I just feel like it's so fun. Cause why not? You know?
Have you been to Louisiana?
No, I haven't.
You look like you've been to Louisiana. That's why.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Like, you just give me that you would have a ball in Louisiana.
Okay, well I'm finna go have a ball.
Yeah, go have a ball. But like there, I feel like the culture is so rich. Like, it's low key, in my opinion, it's kind of like richer than other like countries.
I could see that.
And like the food,
I could see that.
man,
No,
I need to
I'm
go
already-
down south.
I'm already hungry. Yeah, that
should get
Creole culture.
Yeah.
Okay, that concludes season 2, episode 1 of Girl What You Doing. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to my dear friend Janae for being here. Is there one last thing you'd like to say to the people before we go?
Well, of course, thank you for having me, and it was really nice to connect with you all. If you guys want to stay connected, follow me on Instagram and on TikTok at The Real Janae Kelly. And you can also check out my podcast called The Soul's Lord at Digital Living Archive.
On YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube.
Period. Thank you so much.